Hi, fellow traders. I'm going to recap my trades from today. It's an awesome start to the week. I hope everybody had a great day today. The market was really pretty good the first part. Now I know after lunch it just died down and there wasn't much opportunity, but the first part of the day it was full of opportunities, and I hope you all got a piece of it. Um, I had two tickers on my watch this morning. I had DDD and I had it's not a familiar name, so it takes me GWPH. I had those two on watch, but GWPH I felt was gonna be a little bit too volatile for me, and it turned out it was. There was just no trades in that for me. I know Mike hit it, he nailed it. A couple other traders nailed it, but I'm not in that league yet, and I don't pretend to be. I'm going to stick to the setups that I'm familiar with that I can make profit off of. I'm not going to try to be somebody I'm not to try to impress anybody. So I'm still learning. I sit back and I watch, the recaps and chat just like you guys because, I'm always looking. This is a lifelong learning profession. So I'm always learning and always trying to find an edge to my trades. But on DDD, I didn't like it short until it got below this level. But when I was looking at it, I saw this level here, 13 was holding as resistance, but it was still above the 9 in the VWAP, and they were trending up. So to me, this is telling me that this stock is going to be strong, and I need to look to long this. Okay, the last 2 weeks I've been too short biased, and that's what's hurt me. I've missed my long trades because I've just been programmed to be short biased because that's what the market was giving up until a couple of weeks ago. So I kind of got that ship righted this weekend, and I'm looking at my long trades a little bit better now. So as usual at 9 o'clock, my list is done, and I'm watching the 30 minutes prior to open. Now eventually I'm gonna start trading the first 30 minutes prior, or the last 30 minutes prior to open, but I hadn't got to that point yet either. So I sat here and I watched this run up, and so I'm looking at this level here. I want to know, is it going to push and hold this level, or is it going to stay below this? Because this is what's going to kind of determine where I'm going to trade this at open. I know I want it long, but where am I going to take it long from? So it opened and it started printing this candle. It actually opened and went up before it came back down, before we had this wash, and then it just got bought back up. So, I said in chat, as soon as this thing opened, then I'm probably going to get in this a little bit early. Um, just because of what I saw the VWAP doing and the 9 doing right before open, I was very interested in it. So, as it was coming back up, I jumped in here at the VWAP. Well, you can see it was just too quick for me to even post this thing, because no sooner than I got in and I turned to type this thing in, I was already up in the 60s. And I missed that cover because I'm sitting here typing my entry in. I look over here and it's up. I missed that cover. I missed that, opportunity to take profit because I was going to dump it all here. That was the whole, point of this. But I didn't. I missed it. I had to watch this candle open, wash back, test the VWAP again, and I really could have added here, but I didn't. I didn't add. I just waited. Once it hit, I took it all off, and I said, okay, now it's time to hit the reset button because my adrenaline was pumping. I don't usually trade this fast, and that gets my adrenaline pumping. So once I hit the reset button, I was sitting here waiting for this to test VWAP, or push up, fail this level, and I could take it short back down. So, this pushed up, came back, this sold off, tested the VWAP here. This candle went to open, right above the VWAP. When I looked at the 2-minute chart, I jumped in this thing because, this was a candle that was printing. So I jumped right in it, and I jumped in with both feet because I'm right here at 75. The VWAP was at 63 or 64, and 65. It was 10 cents away. So I would risk $300 to make, $1,500. It was just a no-brainer for me. So, I risked 10 cents a share, to make, possibly 80 cents. So, or 60 cents or whatever. So it was a no-brainer to me. I got in and it immediately pushed up. I was able to call this entry out. I was able to get it. It hadn't moved by the time, I was able to type it in. And, took profit here at 14.25. Now I like the even numbers. I got in at 75. I was looking for 50 cents on my first push. I got it and was expecting this retest of this level. And, I'll call these levels out, and I'll call what I'm thinking and what I'm looking at. I won't put it in the announcement tab because we don't want to, fill that up with just me talking. I'll post it in general chat, what levels I'm looking at, what am I looking for it to do. I was looking for it to retest this, and I wanted to add my 1,000 shares back. I got in 3,000 shares here, sold 1,000 here, was going to add 1,000 back, but I just didn't do it. I froze and didn't add, and it, worked its way back up to this level here. This is the level I was waiting for, 1446 levels, where I covered around here. I took another 1,000 off, and it kind of played around a little bit, acted like it wasn't going to crack this level. And I went ahead and I took some off here. That was a bad cover, but I didn't know what it was going to do. It was starting to look weak, and I wasn't really sure if I was going to get this. So I left 500 shares on, and I wanted to get 75. So I'm sitting here waiting, and I look, it's 11 o'clock. So I'm going to pull up my reversal scanner. I get it fired up. So that's what I'm going to start looking for next. And lo and behold, I see Trip. And it was right here at almost 68 when I saw it. So I quickly went to the daily chart, looked at these levels. I found these levels. And when I saw this and I saw it coming close to hitting this, I immediately, came back to this. And I saw the volume. The volume was ramping up. It ramped up just like I like it. The RSI was right at 90. It was like 89 something. I mean, this was a perfect storm. I had the volume. The RSI was up, which was telling me that it was overbought. And it was exhausting buyers. So I was waiting for it to roll over. I wanted to catch it on this level here, but I didn't catch it until 68. 67.98 was where I got in. And I mean, I was a couple ticks behind Jeff. They're like I said, they're gonna be quicker than me. Because I'm kind of waiting a little bit more, a little bit longer. Even though this was the most perfect setup you can find, I should have just jumped in and held it. But I waited. Did get a decent entry because I got in here at 98. My stop was going to be over 68.17. It was going to be over this level. I wasn't going to quite go to high day. I wasn't feeling that. But I could have, because I was only in 600 shares. That's all I could go in, because I had limited buying power, because I was still in that other trade. But this was nice. Got my first cover here. Second cover here. I was looking for 66.98. I wanted the point on this cover, because I knew 200 shares. That's 200 easy bucks. 200 shares on what round? I got in at 98, got out at 30 something. That's another 50, 60 cents. And then I was holding the last 200 for VWAP. But this candle just washed through VWAP like it was nothing. And I was waiting. As soon as I saw it start to come back, go ahead and take profit off. So it did dip down to, I think, in the 20s. But I caught it when it got back to 35. I went ahead and took my profit. And that was a super, super trade. Perfect top reversal. Just what we look for. Slam into resistance. Fade all the way back down to VWAP. I mean, I couldn't ask for a more perfect setup other than it holding on the VWAP and then fading some more back down to this level. But, looking at how it was trading, I didn't really foresee it coming back. Plus, we had the 20 here that was starting to trend up. And, that's telling me that it's going to hit this. The 20 is going to push it on back up. And that's exactly what it did. But solid reversal trade. This is everything I look for. I look for it slamming into resistance. I look for the volume building in. And looking for the RSI over 90, and bam, it made the turn right here, right on this level. So, as long as you get the process of the art of drawing your daily support and resistance levels, you're not going to have problems. You're going to have confidence. Once you've traded with this, if you paper trade with this, and you see how these levels actually play into your trades, you will feel a lot of confidence, when you take these type trades. I mean, you'll feel a lot of confidence, and it will allow you to hold these trades and, make some more money on it. So now another question I had was, okay, what if I have a small account? What if I could only take 300 shares of this? Well, the reality is you still take it. You still take it with your 300 shares, and you get 2-to-1 profit, cover half of it, and then let the other half go to your target. I mean, you really don't need to make a whole bunch of money every trade when you're trying to grow your account. You want to make solid trades, solid taking profit, booking profit when you get it. That's the way you grow your account. I grew my account $50, $75, $100 at a time. And it was a slow, and it was tedious, and sometimes it got frustrating. But I mean, that's what it took. 150 shares, and you get a 50-cent move. That's $75. I mean, you can't sneeze at that when you're growing your account. You can't. When I had 3 or 4 $75 trades in a day, I mean, I was on cloud 9. So, but when you start small, you got to grow your account small. And within a couple of months, I went from, having like 25 to $3,000 in my account, and I had doubled it. Before I knew it, I had doubled my account size. And it's all from just taking these small, slow gains. And then once you get to $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, then you can take, 600 shares of this and make a good profit off of it. So if you're trading with a small account, you just trade with a little bit smaller size. You're gonna get smaller profits, but you book them. And when you have a stock that doesn't trade according to your plan, cut it loose. Like for instance, if I had a $2,000 account, I've got $6,000 of buying power. So say I want to use half of it, to get in this trade. So I can buy 200 shares of this, or say I'll get 250 shares, and I get in here out the VWAP at 1375. Okay, my goal is I want to get 2-to-1 off of this. So go ahead and take your 250 shares off at 2-to-1 when you get 50 cents. That's $125 that you booked. Okay, now let's sit back and let's wait to see what this stock's going to do. Is it going to push up and give me an opportunity to short? Or is it going to come back and test VWAP and give me another opportunity for a long backup? This thing came down and tested VWAP. Here's another entry for another, 250 shares. And this is small. You could do 500 easy, with that account size. But I'm just saying 250 if you want to be conservative. Get in here at let's see, get in here. I'd say let's say 1390 that you got in. You were watching this. You want to catch this back up, 1390, and let's go back up to this. It's going to make the move back up to this level. So what is that? 56 cents. That's another $130, $140. So you grow your account like this, taking these small moves. Yeah, you're not going to get the home run. You really don't want to look for the home run, because when you do, that's when you get burned. You'll have a $125 profit because it hit your target, but you want more, so you let it go, and it fades back, and it fades back, and then pretty soon you're down $300 when you should have booked your $125 profit and moved on. So, that's just the way I did it. When I was trading with a smaller account, still trade with a small account, but I'm able to, use a little bit more strategy and booking profits. But I started, with little to no money, and I had to grow it a little bit at a time. So just takes patience. Don't give up. If you're not getting it, work with somebody. Get with somebody, maybe another trader. Y'all get together and just look at charts and just kind of look at things. You can get somebody to mentor you, whatever you want to do. But don't just sit here and say, I can't get this, I can't get this. We offer, in the Warrior Pro that we have, not only do you get the classes, but then you get the small group sessions. that right now is 3 times a week that you can ask questions in. You know, so the opportunity is there. You just have to seize it. We're all here to help you, and this is a viable strategy. Day trading is something that you can make money at. Is it difficult? Yeah, but not anything worthwhile in this life is not going to be easy. So that's enough for my soapbox for the night. Didn't mean to go that far with it, but I hope everybody has a great night, great evening, and we're gonna get right back at it tomorrow in chat. We're gonna try to nail some more of these trades. All right, we'll see you then.